Here's how you can use the blockchain for your business. The blockchain is a peer-to-peer distributed network of computers sharing information and doing very complicated math problems. They're owned by individuals called miners, and as their computers do the work, the blockchain generates tokens, in this case bitcoins, awards them to the miners, and records the fact that they created a bitcoin and gave it to that person. Later, when the miner wants to sell that token, the buyer has some very justifiable questions. So they ask the blockchain, is it a real token and is it his? The blockchain returns an answer validating the token, and both the token and the cash change hands. That transfer is recorded on the blockchain with another block that's connected to the prior transaction. A new buyer comes along with the same questions, gets validation, transfer happens, and is again recorded on the blockchain for posterity. And now we have a great record that can't be faked. If we ignore the Bitcoin for a second, what we see is really recording and validating. The blockchain is great for recording and validating data. Hold that thought because we're going to come back to it. Here's another question in the meantime. What is work? Specifically, what is knowledge work? Somebody has an idea or gets some info, adds value to that and has better information, and then passes it along to somebody else. And the process continues with everybody adding value to information. And that's what we think of as work. Stemmons is an operations platform that allows us to pass information from person to person or even non-humans, which is how Stemmons structures work and generates highly granular data as a byproduct. That data can be lots of things. When somebody created a case, the notes they put into it, who they assigned it to, all of which is time and date stamped. The next person gets it, adds some more notes, maybe some photos and an approval, and as the information moves through the organization, we get a lot of detail about everything that happened to it. In this way, Stemmons acts as a general ledger for operations, validated by blockchain. Here's how it works. We take all that information about what happened, arrange it chronologically, and move all the content stuff up to the top. When the case is closed, Stemmons activates a trigger that a power user has configured. The trigger packages the information into a PDF, which looks like this. It includes all the information about every single thing that happened, including documents that are attached, approvals, notes, pictures. And at the bottom is an activity log of every single thing that happened. The detail is incredible. Once the PDF is generated, it is written into the case, and the trigger continues by creating a 256-bit hash of that data. The hash is also written to the case, and then sent up to a staging blockchain. The provider gives a receipt, which is also written to the case. The information is packaged again, added to the Bitcoin blockchain, and the case receives a full receipt. We can think of this as recording the hash on the blockchain. To see how this looks in real life, remember that we said there were 4 things in the case. Here's an example. The PDF appears if you click that link. Here's the hash, here's the provider receipt, and finally here's the full Bitcoin receipt, which opens behind this URL and looks like this. This covers recording the information on the blockchain. Now when we're transferring the information, we send the PDF and a copy of the receipt. The recipient generates their own hash and sends both the hash and the receipt up to the blockchain with this question. Does the hash match the one submitted with the receipt? If it does, the blockchain provides validation that looks like this. So why is this important? Well, we can take anything that happens in the company down to a very detailed level and provide it as an immutable record that everybody knows has not been tampered with. Second of all, let's say we're selling something like a car. What if we could also transfer the entire history of everything that happened to it, the mechanics, the parts, the service dates, or maybe it's an office building. We're going to provide solid records of everything that happened, inspection results, vendors, suppliers, source of materials, and so on. It doesn't have to be a physical asset, it could be an operating company, and now we're not just selling goodwill, we're selling the entire verifiable history of everything that happened. These digital versions of assets improve value and will quickly become the norm. Finally, think about the team. When everyone on the team knows that information is preserved for posterity, it creates a culture of accountability that is extremely valuable. With Stemmons, we can put any team, any business process, any asset, and any company on the blockchain in minutes. So let us know if you'd like to talk about blockchain for your business.